They broke all records. They just started flooding in. Congress is like, man, this is getting overheated. We'll just give you 5 people to vote on it. So these 5 people voted on it. 2 people voted yes, 2 people voted no. 3 of those people had never been to the Grand Canyon, not even to the rim. One of those guys actually flew over it, so he's like, yeah, I've seen the Grand Canyon. So 2 voted yes, 2 voted no. The deciding vote, it was the Secretary of Interior at the time, you guys might remember his name, Stuart Udall. His grandson's name is Mo Udall. Stuart Udall actually had a high school friend. They went to school together. And Stuart Udall was like, I don't know what I'm going to do. No idea what I'm going to do. And this high school friend flew to Stuart Udall's office, stomped into his office in Washington, and said, you cannot dam up the Grand Canyon. You don't even know what you're damming up. Stuart's like, I've never been down there. You know who that person was that stomped into his office? Founder of Western River Expeditions, Jack Curry. Jack Curry went in there and said, can't do it. Stuart's like, don't know what I'm voting for. Never been to the Grand Canyon. Stuart said, I don't know what I'm voting for. Never been to the Grand Canyon. Jack said, guess what? You're going on a trip with me next week. Brought Stuart Udall through the Grand Canyon. Stuart said that he knew by day 3 that he was going to vote no. Not for saving the Grand Canyon because it's so beautiful. He had to go back with an argument. The argument is this. We don't have enough water. Bottom line. That's the bottom line. We don't have enough water. This is the most endangered river and waterway in the United States. This is the most endangered national park in the United States due to development and mining. Okay? And as stewards of Grand Canyon, it's our job to keep this place pristine and safe. So Stuart Udall went back, voted no, said there's not enough water for what you want to do. And they up and left. They packed up everything. They left everything. They had a tram that came down from the South Rim. They came all the way down to here. They took boats upstream. They had camps all over through this area and all over down at the Bridge Canyon Dam site. So they pulled up stakes. They took off. Everything that's left behind now, since it's over 50 years, like this little level there, is historical trash. Okay, all of it. So Stuart Udall put a permanent moratorium on building dams in Grand Canyon at that point in time. What do you think the highest litigated thing is in the Southwest?
Water.
Water. Right? You can drive all over the desert environment and say, you know what? Look, there's 5 acres for sale. $800 an acre. That's a deal. Right? If it doesn't have 3 to 5 acres, acre feet of water on it, you're buying dirt. So if you buy the dirt and you say, I'm going to drill a well, and you drill the well, and it happens all the time. You drill a well, tap into an aquifer, got water, magic. It happened. Right. Your neighbor's 50 miles away, and you tapped into his aquifer that he's grandfathered into. Typically what they do is you end up having to back pay the usage of that water because they don't find out for several years. And you have to back pay, and then you have to lease the water from them. Or it gets tied up in court. It's a constant battle in the Southwest. Hydrologists speculate that possibly every 6 to 7 drops of water that we're floating on right now are recycled and reused up to 6 to 7 times. Pretty impressive. Well, I shouldn't say 6 to 7. Every drop of water that we're floating on gets recycled and reused up to 6 to 7 times. That's impressive too. But guess what? It's a dying river if we don't do something about it. Okay? And the point is, water resource is precious. You guys have this thing, a lot of you folks from where you're from, where all of a sudden things just fall from the sky. And you're like, oh, I'm wet. Or you go outside and you feel wet, you know? Things are green everywhere. In this fragile ecosystem, we've forever changed this ecosystem because of the construction of and the introduction of Glen Canyon Dam. Hoover Dam, life expectancy of approximately 500 years, cut in half. We've got to do something about it. We at least have to build a strainer or something. So David Brower fought to save Glen Canyon Dam. Well, that fight ended up being a trade. Ultimately, he traded to save Dinosaur National Monument for the building of Glen Canyon Dam, so they wouldn't flood Dinosaur National Monument. So Glen Canyon Dam was constructed. Finished construction in '63. The turbines were put in '66. Glen Canyon Dam. It is built in, everybody seen Lake Powell? Lake Powell has more shoreline than the Pacific coast. It's massive. Okay, so Lake Powell, big old reservoir. Built, Glen Canyon Dam's built in sandstone walls, right? Okay, so I think at full pool, Lake Powell holds what, 33 million acre feet? Yeah. We float on approximately, released every year, somewhere around 10 to 11 million acre feet, something like that. A year is what they release. Something like that. Those numbers could be skewed a little bit. But Lake Powell itself loses, from evaporation and saturation, 1.3 million acre feet per year. Every single year as a reservoir. Okay, we're at our all-time low. We're on a 17th year of drought. Big deal. So, anyway, that's the dam story. They were doing this. Blasting walls. If you want to go in there and check it out, go in there till you can't see and come back out.
How would they have gotten the cement down here to do this?